I'm going to show you how I turned this almond into soft vegan whipped cream with just 3 natural ingredients, no dairy. And keep watching because we're going to test this cream for cake decorating. Okay, so our first ingredient is almonds, and this part is actually very important. Many people actually take off the skin and throw it away, but they are so important and loaded with health benefits, so I had to keep them on. We're pouring the almonds onto a tray, and we're just going to toast them on a low heat until they're hardened and they change color a little bit. Right now, they should have the most amazing smell, so don't skip this step. We're going to collect 1 cup of almonds and we're going to add them into our blender along with the first batch of water. This is the first step to making the almond whipped cream. We're going to blend this until we get a nice smooth paste, and then we're going to strain it out. This recipe has a few major steps that turn a hard almond into soft whipped cream, but they're really easy to do. So I'm getting out a cheesecloth and I'm just going to squeeze this almond paste through it, and we're going to collect the milk. Now this stuff right here actually is like liquid gold for your health. This vegan whipped cream substitute isn't just a dessert, but it also has special healing values. We're going to add in now the second batch of water, and we're just going to blend this to get as much nutrients and almond milk out from this almond pulp as we can. But don't throw away that almond pulp. This stuff is actually very precious and just as important as the milk. I'll show you later. First, we're collecting this super precious almond milk, and we're going to set this aside. Now, this almond pulp we have here is actually extremely good for your gut health. So don't throw it away. I'm taking it and we're going to press it out flat onto a sheet pan until we get a nice even layer. Then we're just going to bake this in the oven until it's completely hardened and almost like a cracker. We'll come back to that later. Okay, moving on, get out a pot, and now we're going to add this extremely high in nutrients and antioxidant almond milk. We made this ourselves so it doesn't have any additives or junk like the store ones do. Now into this we're going to add our coconut oil, and one of the most amazing things that I love about coconut oil is that it's almost like an instant energy booster, and it's less likely to sit around in your body as fat buildup. It's a way healthier choice compared to instant store-bought whipped creams. So we're just going to melt the coconut oil down on low heat and be sure not to let it boil or simmer. While this is happening, I'm sure you guys are wondering, why did I choose almonds for this recipe? Well, almonds are actually the top tree nut for protein, vitamin E, and vitamin B2, which helps with so many benefits and bodily functions that keep you healthy and feeling good every day. So as you can see here, no simmering is happening, and this is what we want. And it looks like the mixture is separating, but don't panic. It's time for the next major step that prepares this mixture for the last secret ingredient that absolutely transforms the almonds. So we're going to get out a blender and we're going to pour our almond whipped cream mixture into it. But this mixture is still a little bit hot, so we need to let it cool down, and we're going to come back to it. Now, that almond pulp, it's completely hardened. And now we're just going to take it off the pan. You can use a knife or a spatula, and we're just going to add this into a blender. Almond pulp actually has so much fiber that is really good for your digestion and helping your body to operate properly. So we definitely don't want to throw this away. We're going to add this into the blender, and then we're just going to blend it into a very fine powder. This special powder right here has so much of almonds' protein, magnesium, and calcium that help rebuild your entire body. The fiber in this pulp can also help bind the bile acids in the gut, helping the body to eliminate them and potentially lowering bad LDL cholesterol levels. This stuff is so powerful, and you can use it in many of your desserts. Okay, so back to the whipped cream. We put the mixture into a blender and it cooled down. So now, this part is so important. Don't skip it. If we skip this, the entire recipe won't work at all. We need to blend this for 3 minutes straight. What we're doing right now is we're forcing the water and the oil to connect. Now it's time for the last major step that binds everything together. Our homemade whipped cream isn't complete without this last final ingredient. We are making our whipped cream without any chemicals or additives like the store-bought ones, so we are going to go ahead and use cornstarch. This right here is the secret to binding the whipped cream together. I'm going to take 8 spoons of our whipped cream mixture and we're going to add it into the cornstarch. You can also replace this cornstarch with potato starch or rice flour if you don't like using cornstarch. Now I'm going to mix this up very fast and then I'm just going to pour it into the whipped cream mixture in the pot. We're going to cook this on medium-low heat just until it's slightly thickened, but we do not want it to turn into a pudding. I almost forgot to introduce myself to you guys. My name is Leah and I love making your favorite desserts healthy and guilt-free so that you can enjoy them without worrying about your body. There's amazing recipes coming up on this channel, inshallah, so make sure that you guys are subscribed so that you don't miss a single one. Our homemade almond whipped cream has thickened just so slightly that if I take my hand and I run my finger on the back of the spoon, it leaves a trace behind. This is exactly what we want to move on. Now, it is time for the moment that we have all been waiting for. How does this whipped cream taste? And we're going to find out, how does this whipped cream work on cakes? Can it pipe and work for decorating? I'm also going to show you my family's favorite recipe using this almond whipped cream, healthy whipped chocolate ganache. But first, we're going to start by whipping up the almond whipped cream. It is completely cooled and I placed it over some frozen peas. You can also use ice if you like. Now on high speed, I just whipped it up until it was light, airy, and super fluffy. Now, using a piping bag, I tested this out by making some very beautiful swirls and it actually surprised me. It was very stable and it held up very nicely. The only downside is that it does have a low heat tolerance, so when you're working with it, make sure to be quick and don't leave it out in the heat for too long. But it does do a very nice job, and when it was in the fridge just for a tiny bit, look at how it's stabilized. I could even touch it with my finger, and if I turn it upside down, none of the whipped cream falls off. So that was so awesome to see. Now let's make my family's favorite whipped chocolate ganache using this recipe without any sugar. We're starting with some water, and then we're going to add in my favorite healthy sweetener, which is dates. And an awesome thing about them is that the fiber in dates actually makes their sugar safe to consume for your body, so it doesn't hurt you like normal sugar does. Now we're going to add in our flavoring. I chose vanilla and, of course, cocoa powder to make this chocolate ganache. And when it was smooth like this, we're getting out our cold almond whipped cream. It's just cooled down to room temperature, and now we're going to add into it this date mixture that we just made. And on high speed, using a balloon whisk attachment, I whipped it up until it was light, airy, and fluffy. At this point, I started to see some separation, and don't worry guys, you might start panicking at this point, but we're going to add in the one thing that pulls this together and makes it even better than before. All you have to do to fix this is add a small teaspoon of xanthan gum, about 1/4 teaspoon, and then we're going to bring this back to the mixer and we're going to whip it up until it's light, airy, and creamy. Then it turns from separating to the most delicious whipped chocolate ganache ever, and I'm not just saying that. My picky sister told me that she actually loved it and wanted more, and I was surprised. This was the perfect dairy-free frosting recipe that my family absolutely loved, and I even tested it for cake decorating. All that I did was I chilled my chocolate cake, making sure that it was cold, and I also put this frosting in the fridge for about 5 minutes to make sure it was firm. And as you can see, it frosted this cake beautifully. So if you guys are looking for the perfect no milk, no butter, sugar-free frosting, I definitely recommend that you taste and try this one. You won't even notice that it's healthy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.